Well, good morning my students. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. And how are you today? I think for all of my students always good and well. And more than today, we are going to study about English education and always for me. And before we are to start to study about English education today, the prayer to start. The prayer is finished. Well, my students, as your material today, as your topic today is change adverb in the direct and indirect speech, and more change adverb in the direct and indirect speech. The last week and the last meeting I have to explain to you what is the definition of the direct and indirect speech and how to using direct and indirect speech in the sentence. And now today I will try to you how can change adverb in the sentence. And maybe the last week I have to explain to you how to change subject and pronouns, and secondly about tenses, and now about adverbs. For our meeting today, how change adverb in the direct and indirect speech. Let's we are to see about the kinds of the adverbs first. Well, my students, before I will to show to you the kinds of the adverb, and now I will to show and to start to you what is the purpose of this study. Well, the purpose of this study today is my students have ability to analyze structured text and element linguistic and understanding how to change adverb sentence in the direct and indirect speech. And secondly, my students have ability to understanding using captures meaning in the text from adverb sentence in the direct and indirect speech. Well, my students, that's all about the purpose of this study today, and now I will to show to you the kinds of the adverbs. The first, today can change the day to the same day, and the secondly about tomorrow can change to the next day and the following day, and about yesterday can change to the day before and the previous day, and about next week or month or year can change to the following week or month and year. Next, about last week or month year can change to the previous week. And next, about now or just can change to then, and about ago can change to the before, and about here can change to there, and about this can change to that. Well, my students, that's all about the kinds of the adverb, and now we will to how to using about the sentence and how to change the adverb in the direct and indirect speech. Well, my students, now I will to show to you example from the direct and indirect speech. The first sentence, Santi said her brother is washing the clothes yesterday. And then, my students, well, and now to explain to you about adverb in the sentence is yesterday, and this is sentence in the direct, and this is sentence in using by direct. And then how to change about adverb in the indirect speech. In this way to explain to you, Santi said that her brother was washing her clothes in the day before, and after we using the phrase yesterday and in the direct to change by the day before. Well, the second example, my mother has said I'm reading a book now, and now as adverb we are to change by the indirect speech. The example, my mother has said that she was reading a book then. This is then. And the third example, Thomas said I am not going anywhere, whereas adverb in the sentence in the direct speech. And how to change this adverb in the sentence by indirect speech. Tony said he was not going anywhere the following day. After the first we using the sentence about verb, and now we can change the direct speech about following day. Well, my students, that's all about explain the some example and how to using sentence from adverb, indirect and indirect speech. Next, my students, now we are going to study about models. Well, the kinds of the models. Direct speech from sentence have these models like can, may, must. This is the mean is how about if the sentence using about can, may, must. Example about models. The first about how can to using about can change into could. Example from the direct. He said I can drive a car. In the direct, he said that he could drive a car. The first we using about models can, and now in the direct we can change to using about could. Yeah. And the second example, how about if we using about may can change to might. For example, in the direct the first, he said I might buy a computers, and a might as adverb from the first might as a model the first sentence in the direct, and now we want to change, we will to change in the indirect speech in the direct. And how to change about may in the indirect speech is he said that the might buy a computer. The first we using might, and the second sentence we using about might. Well, my students, this is the example about models. And next, and how to using about must can change into had to. For example, in the direct the first, he said I must work hard. And how to change about must in the had to. In the direct speech, he said that he had to work hard. Well, my students, this is the example about how to using about must change into had to. Well, and the end and the last models, must will not change into had to. Ya, jadi di sini must juga tidak mesti harus berubah menjadi had to. Jadi di sini dijelaskan seperti contoh direct, he said I must work hard. Maka pada kalimat indirectnya tetap menggunakan must karena dia mengikuti persis apa yang telah disampaikan oleh si kalimat sebelumnya. He said that he must work hard. Jadi kalimatnya tetap. Well, my students, now I will to show to you how about to using about models in the indirect speech should, ought to, may, would, and could. For example, the first, this is the was to explain to you the model will not change in the direct speech. For the first, how to using about should. Example, in the direct, he said I should avail the opportunity. And the sentence in the direct, he said that he should avail the opportunity. This is the first we using about a should, and this is and the second in the direct sentence we always using he should. Well, next, my student, how about to using about ought to be the sentence from direct and indirect speech. Example, he said to me you ought to wait for him. And in the direct, he said to me that ought to wait for him. Always the first we using about ought to, and the second in the direct sentence we always using about ought to, and always maybe about may. And how about using may in the sentence? Well, the first in the direct, he said guys might come, and the sentence in the direct, he said that guys may come. Well, my students, that's all about the example and the kinds of the direct speech for sentence having models like should, ought to, make, and would, and could. And the first about how to change and how to using direct speech from sentence having models like can, may, and must. And then, my students, now I will to take the closing time. And my students, now thanks of this is all about my presentation today, and thank you so much. If you have And don't forget, take your time to learn anymore and to study about more about material today. If you not understand, you can to ask to me, and then you can find out about the social media, like example from internet. And then thank you for the time and attention, and thank you so much. See you to next time. See you.